Chairwoman Fox, Ranking Member McGovern, members of the Rules Committee, thank you for the opportunity to testify on the Republican budget scam. Well, it's deeply unfortunate, Madam Chair, that you chose to begin this hearing literally in the dead of night to try and hide from the American people. It's daytime now, and my Democratic colleagues and I remain here and continue shedding light on the harms of this big, bad bill that only benefits billionaires. An estimated 15 million Americans stand to lose their health care because of this deeply unpopular bill you're trying to jam through. My Republican colleagues are gutting Medicaid, which will destabilize hospital systems across the country, especially in rural communities like mine, but not only mine. Ms. Houchin, I understand a hospital in your district is projected to lose $2.5 million in revenue under this proposal. And
Madam Chair, it's my understanding that in debate, and maybe I'm not sure about testimony, but I just want to ask for a point of clarification if members are allowed to refer to panelists, members of this committee by name.
Okay, apologies. It's my first time before the Rules Committee. Yes, right.
If
Yeah,
you
that's okay.
can you can refer to other members by state.
Okay, appreciate the clarification. Thank you. And there are other colleagues on this panel whose hospitals stand to lose $884,000 from this proposal. So many of our hospitals are on the verge of shutting their doors because of this bad bill. Just yesterday, President Trump even told your conference, don't F around with Medicaid. He seems to know what members on this committee aren't willing to face up to. That so many families like mine depend on Medicaid, which is why I've filed an amendment to prevent provisions in this bill from going to effect if this administration makes any cuts to Medicare or Medicaid. Beverly from Tacoma called my office telling me that losing Medicaid will literally kill her as she has multiple surgeries she needs to have this year. Another constituent, Kelly, is worried that her daughter will be homeless if she loses Medicaid coverage. Evangeline wrote me saying, as someone with a husband who is 83 years old, a kidney cancer survivor, and living with dementia, the importance of maintaining these healthcare services cannot be overstated. They're vital for seniors and those with chronic conditions to receive necessary medical support and assistance. It's not just Medicaid that's at risk. Millions stand to lose health coverage because the majority is not extending the ACA's enhanced premium tax credits, which my constituent Denise wrote me about, saying she has lupus and she won't be able to afford health insurance and treatment without those benefits. For the American people watching at home, because, Madam Chairwoman, despite your attempts to deceive the American people by beginning this meeting in the middle of the night, know that they are still watching this majority's every single move. And the bottom line is that this bill will make your air dirtier, your water filthy, and dismantle the healthcare system so that when you inevitably have health complications from all this increased pollution, you won't even be able to afford treatment. All so that Republicans can finance trillions of dollars in tax cuts for wealthy and well-connected people. While President Trump and his friends get jets and giveaways, he wants Americans to be forced to choose between feeding their families and paying for prescriptions. I won't stand by and watch it happen. I urge the members of this committee to follow the president's direction to protect and preserve Medicaid, stand up for healthcare access in the hospitals in your communities, and support my amendment. These cuts to Medicaid are just the beginning of harmful provisions in this bill that I'm concerned will hurt my neighbors back home and hurt all of your neighbors. On behalf of the 27,000 federal employees I represent, I'm incredibly concerned that this bill would steal their retirement benefits and strip away other protections. That's why I have also got an amendment to prevent a provision that would chill the reporting and appeal process with the Merit Systems Protection Board by requiring them to spend several hundreds of dollars on fees from going into effect. Our government cannot function without a strong, healthy federal workforce and their ability to approve Social Security benefits, to work in our national forests, to protect against fire, and to protect our national defense is essential. We're seeing already how gutting agencies is harmful to critical infrastructure and tribal priorities in the Pacific Northwest. That's why I'm also offering several additional amendments to ensure proper staffing at NOAA, force the administration to release bipartisan infrastructure law funding appropriated by Congress, require tribal consultation, and increase funding for critical tribal education programs. Unfortunately, in committee, my Republican colleagues seem to be scared to even engage in conversation or debate on this bill or any of my amendments. So that's why I'm back here in front of the Rules Committee asking if any Republicans here are willing to speak up and defend the terrible cuts included in this bill. And if you also aren't able to find it in you to speak up about these cuts, then I urge you to make my amendments in order, and let's take it to the House floor. Thank you.